Buenas noches, vamos a comenzar con un poco de música boliviana, música latina. Bienvenidos a Peña Laica. Vamos a comenzar este show para ustedes preparados. Bienvenidos, buenas noches.
We're on the bus heading towards Tiwanaku. We're going to see the ruins of the ancient civilization which predates the Incas.
This is the pyramid of Acapana, and it has been undug only about 10% of its total area. And the local people are working here, which is quite nice to see, giving some work for the local people.
This is a loudspeaker system, Tiwanaku.
Guarda del Sol. How about that? This wall runs almost perfectly east-west. We're in the bus to Uyuni. We're about an hour away from our destination. It's 7:15 in the morning and it's freezing outside, as we can tell by the windows all being iced up. There's Joanna snuggling up. Made a little hole through the ice to see the view. Graciela's trying to scrape away the ice so we can see the sunrise. Wow.
Arrived after a night bus tour, which was pretty cold on the bus actually. This was a luxury bus, thank goodness. We got a dinner and a bit of a breakfast, but not a huge amount of sleep. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's just so dry.
And who's your friend here?
This is Jose, who's our driver today.
Okay, our first vicuña.
Sí.
9 o'clock in the morning. We're actually going on to the salt now. This salt flat is the largest in the world. It has 12,000 square kilometers. There are 32 islands in the salt. First footsteps on the salt flats.
It's amazing. It's very bright sunlight.
Yes.
Cold. Here. So these piles of salt have all obviously been dug up. Hello.
Hello, what do you think?
Oh, white.
So this is the salt processing plant, small one we're going to see here.
This has already been dried. The salt has been put through the heating, and then it gets put through that machine, and then becomes that
Oro
final
blanco.
product, oro blanco.
Sí. Está muy marrón el salar, ¿no? Había ventarrón, eso lo metió mucha tierra.
So it's very, very brown.
Y después hay que abrigarse bien, bien, bien. Sí.
Ojitos salados,
Da más óxido, más plomo.
and it's very salty, and it's just sort of not warm, not cold. Just
Este era hotel de sal.
So this is a hotel made out of salt. So you can stay here, and it is a hotel, and it's $50 a night, including dinner. But the guests tell us that it was very cold because there's no power.
Apparently it's freezing.
Que vive, que ha nacido allá, él quiere irse allá.
¿Quiere irse allá?
Quiere irse. No quiere estar aquí.
No,
No,
no le gusta.
no le gusta.
¿Cuánto tiempo pasó en Chile? Incahuasi Island. 6,000 cacti apparently on this island, Incahuasi, and the tallest one is about 12 meters. Delicioso.
So this is the track we came along. We crossed about halfway across the Salar, and we saw at one stage a pile of junk, and we heard that that was where two jeeps collided, head-on collision with each other. 12 people died there. No one's quite sure how it happened, but it may be like they were playing cat and mouse. Well, they were playing chicken, I should say. And we also saw about halfway across a solitary man walking with his pack on, and apparently it would take 3 days to walk across here, which would involve camping on the Salar.
Underneath the salt, there's water, and with the sun makes the water heat up, and the evaporation has to come out somewhere, so it breaks up into these little lines across and makes these little hexagons, and they get bigger and bigger. So that's the reason why they are now different shapes.
And we're now heading south. We've left the Salar, Uyuni, and we're heading through this very bumpy road. We've just passed a little town called San Juan. Okay, and we're just crossing the railway line, which goes all the way to Antofagasta from here. We've stopped for a short break here in a little place called Amor, love. Up on the hill there's a coral outcrop, which is the remnant of when this place used to be a lake. Alpacas. This is the town of San Agustin. This is a quinoa field. It's now been harvested.
Ah, se lo dan a las gallinas. Sí. ¿Eso de allá se lo da a las gallinas? Sí. Lo de allá.
The bofadal with some guayatas down there in the water. This is the Valley of Rocks.
And as well as all these amazing rock formations, there's this plant, yareta, which apparently there's some white, it's quite solid, but there's a white thing in here which is good for toothache, and I'm not sure what part of it, but something to do with it is good for prostate.
So we're now entering the village of Villamar.
Villamar. Hay una avioneta arriba.
Ah, the plane. Wow.
Fresh. Ice on the side of the road. What?
Well, we're on the road again. It's now 7 o'clock in the morning, and we had an early start this morning. We left Villamar at 5:30, and as you can see on the window here, there's ice. Jonah tells me she's got nothing to say. We'll try Graciela. Graciela, what have you got to say for yourself?
Oh, I've got to say the sun hasn't come out yet.
Have a good night?
Well, no, I wouldn't call it a good night.
Laguna Colorada.
Sí.
Nice.
It's called the Pink Lake, but we aren't seeing it quite as pink as it might be because we're here a bit early, I think. But one of the reasons it's a pink lake too is that these are flamingos feeding here, and there's some microorganisms in there that turn the flamingos pink.
And down the road here, the geysers of the morning sun. Sol de la mañana. We're almost at 5,000 meters here. It's still bitterly cold, and the geysers are working very well.
We hit a big rock and we now have a flat tire, so Jose's going to change it. Pretty cold though, just standing out around here.
Hot pools. We've decided not to have a swim though, seeing as we got a bit delayed with the flat tire. And also it's, even though it looks nice and warm in there, it's actually icy cold. This is all frozen water here outside. These are the rocks called the Salvador Dali rocks. The fox. We've arrived at Laguna Verde, which is at the foot of the Licancabur volcano. Licancabur is, I think, around 5,700 meters. And you can climb up there. It takes about 3 hours to walk up to the top.